Hello, I'd like to talk about how I revised this piece to get to this image because we started here. Okay, so it's very, very extensive revision, so I want to explain a little bit about it. So this was the final image which was submitted for illustration 730 in May of 2022. Okay, at the time, this was maybe the best I could have done. I did recognize some shortcomings, of course, especially in regards to the heavy line work. I really didn't, couldn't come up with another solution. And also, I was aware the illumination of the face was not the best. But let's move on here. So anyway, here we are with the revised image. Now I started with the same PSD file, and this is I kept the ink, the scanned ink work as guides for the tentacles and as guides for the hand and the phone. For the face, I made a new pencil sketch of a better face with more drama, more feeling to it. And I like the massive hair and all that stuff. So I used this new pencil sketch as a guide for the painting of the face. From there, it was just using Photoshop painting techniques, that I've refined or learned over the past 2 years. For one thing, I put everything on all the major elements on clipping masks. For example, the hand, the phone, etc. The face is on its own clipping mask. The hair is on its own clipping mask, and so on. And there's nothing radical about any Photoshop technique I did. It was just a matter of using a soft pastel brush and choosing the correct skin tones and so on to render this in a more sophisticated way. And, being aware of like the illumination, I put a gradient on the face, for example. The other thing, I do use a lot of layer blending modes in my work, so there are some texture overlays using mostly the overlay and multiply blending modes, especially evident in the tentacles. And again, it's nothing, magical. It's just, make a digital painting and then overlay some textures on it and, adjust the blending modes, so like the tentacles have like a multiply blending mode on top of the texture, and then there's an overlay on top of that, and so I get this effect that I wanted. So that is basically the story of how I revised this in December of 2024. I can look back on the original that I did in May of 2022, and I'm not going to be over hypercritical about it. It really was the best I could do. The long story short, I'm very proud of this painting, and when I look back, I'm very proud of how far I've come and how much I've learned. So, thanks for listening.